This is Dan Dix here, reporting for Press for Truth, coming at you here in beautiful Squamish, British Columbia. And I have a question for the PFT audience today. And I'm wondering, what would you think if I were to tell you there was a way to go around the major TV, satellite, cable conglomerates and keep a significant portion of that chunk of that money in your own pocket and still maintaining the ability to be able to gain access to what you want to watch, as opposed to being subjected to the propaganda and the fake news coming from these major conglomerates? Well, today I'm very excited to let you know that there is a way to do this. And today I'm joined by the founder of One World Digital Solutions, Chris Marshall. You, sir, have developed a way to get around this, and I'm really excited to introduce this to the PFT audience. So tell us a little bit about what it is that your product does, and how we can actually use this to, stop lining the pockets of these major corporate cable companies and put it back into the hands of the content creators and the users.
Okay, Dan, well, thank you. And with our product, Canadians, Americans, most people will be familiar with the Android operating system. They run it on their phones, they run it on their tablets. There's also now Android TV boxes, and there has been for a few years. Now, back home in Ontario, a few years ago, about 4 years ago, I started selling Android boxes, and I noticed that they were all the same generic OTT machines. Now, we've developed a fully custom machine, aluminum, great quality, and it allows you to basically have access to everything and anything available on the internet for the internet that you already pay for. So most here in Canada have an unlimited data package. If you don't, it's an extra $10 a month. You'll have access to internet radio, concerts, live TV from all over the world. I've had it running in Spain. I watch YouTube, so I watch your channel right on my TV. We have our own custom user interface, so whatever you like to watch, whether you're a documentaries person or an independent news person, or you just like to watch movies, or you're a sports guy, no matter what your content is, you can get it with the box. Now, you can use 1/10 of what the box can do, and just watch what you want, when you want, on demand. Of course, with the Android operating system, you can do pretty much anything. It comes with retro gaming on it, of course, social media if you like I said, live TV from pretty much anywhere in the world, and it's all free other than the internet that you're already paying for. So with our system too, we've made it so that you don't have to upgrade your box all the time. You don't need to take it to a reseller. We have a custom user interface that allows people with no technical ability, guys like my dad, people who don't really know a lot about technology. It's point and click, it's plug and play, and we have ongoing customer support, free upgrades for the life of your machine. I'm always available to help.
Well, some people watching right now may have heard of this type of a box before. There are similar products out there on the market, but yours is not the same as all the other ones, right? What sets you guys aside from some of these other products out there?
Yeah, well, like I said, a few years ago when I first got into this, I was selling, you see the same boxes everywhere, and they're usually just a generic, machine. A lot of them are copies of copies of copies, and that's the thing. You can't really know what you're getting until you open up the machine and see the board, etc., etc. So what separates our machine is the quality of the hardware, for one, aluminum casing, Samsung RAM, quality component parts, and then of course our custom software. So like I said, our Wizard app, which loads your box for you and updates your box for you, our user interface, which has all the things there in your tiles, and you just click and point and download and install yourself. That's what's nice about it too, is right now the cable companies are really starting to try to crack down on this. Bell, Shaw, all the big 3 or 4 here in Canada have kind of got together, and there's an injunction right now on certain Android boxes. They don't want you to sell them preloaded anymore. So they're trying to clamp down. Now what our custom software does is it stays within the legal limits.
Right.
I'm not preloading the boxes, so that's a legal loophole for us
Right.
to completely stay within the law. We
Right.
do sell these globally, so right now there's different laws in the EU opposed to Canada. It's a bit stricter. A lot of our markets in New Zealand as well. So I do everything in my power to stay within the law and stay
Yep.
within the legal boundaries. That's why we'll update our software. We'll always do everything we can to stay within the legal limits, and the legal loopholes, and still allow our customers to have the most content, available.
Right. Well, it looks like the reason why they obviously have some sort of concern is because your product's going to take a significant chunk of revenue out of their pockets, and it's going to amount to savings to the customer.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about how much money the customer can actually save if they have your box. But before we get into that, let's actually have a look at the physical box. Here's the 3 different boxes that you offer. And yeah, why don't you walk us through it? Tell us a little bit about it.
Now, all of our machines are aluminum. Now, we do have, all of our machines also have dual Wi-Fi antennas other than one, which is a real entry-level box, and it may actually be discontinued soon, we'll see. Because these are the 3 main sellers. So, all of them are aluminum. Anyone who knows anything about computers, I mean, you can buy a $100 computer, or you can buy an Alienware computer,
Right.
different RAM, different components, different quality products, or if you're a bike person, a moped or a Harley, or a Honda and a Ferrari. Same sort of thing that, people go, oh, well, I got an Android box. Well, I mean, they're different. Now, these boxes are completely custom. You can look them up online. You won't find them, on Google or Amazon or what have you. I mean, these are One World Digital Solutions machines. They're our custom machines. They're laser etched with our company logo, our custom software. This is our entry level box. It's an S912 chipset, octa-core. It comes in a 2 gig and a 3 gig RAM, 16 gig drive. This is a Realtek chipset. Now, computer people may understand Realtek is a good name in computer products. It's a 1295D chip. It has HDMI 2.0 in and out, 1000M LAN, optical audio, AV. Now all of our machines have optical audio. All of our new machines have HDMI 2.0 inputs. These have outputs as well, and they are all 4K ready. So all of our boxes are 4K ready. So a year, 2 years down the road, when people upgrade to a 4K TV, their box is future-proof that way. They're all Android 6, all of our machines. Our Beast here, which I call the Beast, it's USB 3.0 on the back. It's got LAN and WAN, HDMI 2.0, and you can put up to a 6 terabyte IDE SATA hard drive in it. So your desktop PC hard drive you can take out and put in here.
If you were to want to stream, let's just say, for instance, a live sporting event. Let's say the Stanley Cup is coming up in a few days. There's that big UFC fight night that everybody wants to tune into.
Yep.
You can be paying less for one of these boxes than you would pay with your current cable company, and have access to that live feed.
Yeah, all UFC events live, you'll have them. Every sporting event, boxing, you name it. No matter where you're from, you can get sports from home. So in India, they're cricket crazy.
Right.
You can get cricket from India,
Whatever you're into, essentially.
Yeah, we're hockey crazy, right? Kiwis are rugby. So all that sporting, every event, UFC, pay-per-views, you name it.
Right.
It's all there live and later on demand. If you miss it, you can usually go back and watch it again as well.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I know viewers of Press for Truth are going to be curious as to this, so I'm going to have to get your insight and your opinion on this. Tell us about the name. Here in this movement, at Press for Truth, some of the audience might be thinking, One World, what are you talking about? Why would we want to call it that? Because, we're kind of speaking against globalization and things like that.
Yeah.
What was the meaning for you with coming up with that name?
Well, I understand that too. I actually used to do a radio show called Take the Red Pill, Learn the Truth a few years back. So I've been also involved in researching the New World Order, and I'm very against forced globalization. I'm all for globalization through free association.
Right.
That is key. That, for me, that's key. I mean, we live in a global world. We all are globally connected, and through free association, globalism's fine. So one world, I mean, we live in one world.
Right.
You can't stop that. Now, what I like, and the play on the name is, it's One World Digital Solutions, because this is for everyone, no matter who they are, where they are, they can access what they want from home or abroad, type of thing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we're, in a sense, we're using, in a way, digitally, what they do to us.
Right.
But we're doing it back to them and using, those forces, in a sense,
Right.
to free ourselves in our entertainment world. We live in a day and age where we should be able to access all this content.
Yeah.
And then we can choose through free association who we decide to support and who we don't.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is actually voluntary interactions. Obviously, there is a need to network. We want to work together. We want to work with one another. That's not what we mean by globalization, because networking is important. Working with one another is important. Building team relationships is important. But as long as it's done through voluntary exchange, and not at the hands of the big boot of the government, right?
That's it. It's all about free association, and they do it. So, I mean, we need to group together too, in a sense, and communicate with each other and use the power of the internet. I mean, we live in a day and age where there's been no time like this other than when the printing press first came out. And you see how much that changed the world, the Reformation, I mean, on and on it went, the fire that went through. But back to free association, that's what it's about, using our what we're already paying for, taking our power back when it comes to media, choosing what we want to watch, when we want to watch it, and being able to watch stuff like yourself and other independent news channels and independent artists that you can't necessarily always maybe get on your TV, unless you maybe have a smart TV and can watch it on YouTube. But this will allow you to watch it anywhere in the world, whether you have a smart TV or not. It will turn it into a smart TV. And now with some of the news coming out with some of the smart TVs, I'm actually glad I never got one. I've never needed one because I've had a box for the last while, and I mean, it's not listening to me, I know that.
Well, your timing is fantastic, because I think it is really innovative, and I think we're at a fork in the road, a crossroads, if you will. They want to turn the internet into the TV of yesterday. Internet too is in our near future, because they don't want it to be as free and as like a free association platform that it is now. So the fact that products like this are being introduced in the market now, while we still have a chance, is brilliant, and I think it has potential to free us from this control. The control that they have on the entire market. And let's open it up to a more freer market, so that guys like you can play, right?
And actually, this has been around a few years, and we'll always do everything in our power to make sure that we're on the cutting edge, and that you can access the newest content. When I change my box, I have a notification. It comes up. It tells you, I've updated. Run the wizard. And you run the wizard. And now your box is updated.
Well, it seems like a no-brainer to me, and especially when it comes to actually being able to this amount to actually savings in your pocket. What kind of savings are we talking about here? Most people are spending upwards of $100 a month for their satellite and cable packages. How much can you save if you have one of these boxes?
You can save at least $1,000 to probably $2,500 a year. The box will pay for itself, guaranteed always within the first 3 months. And that's just the TV. I mean, I talked to a friend. He has 4 kids, so to go to the movies with his wife and 4 kids is like almost $200. I mean, our boxes start at $250 retail, and they go up to $375 retail. Now, I'll also mention, as far as savings, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a coupon code. So any customer that puts in Press for Truth will knock $50 US off the price. So put in Press for Truth, all one word, all lowercase. I'll also make PFT a coupon, and that way it'll knock $50 off each box. So
fantastic.
On the website, because it's a global website, the prices are all in US, so they range from about 170, 180 to 280 US, and then obviously $50 off. So
yeah,
you know, 250 to 375 Canadian, and then 300 to 400 New Zealand. That's our main market is Canada, America, and New Zealand.
Well, that's significant savings, especially for, as you said, like a family of 4, for example. Again, it's really a no-brainer, and the fact that on top of that, with promo code PFT, you can actually save cash on the physical box itself. That's an offer that should not go refused. That's just fantastic.
Yeah,
so
we'll keep that going too.
Yeah.
Another thing I really like, and you'll probably remember, anyone our age, we have retro gaming on this as well. So I also have ROMs that you can get and load in, but we have an emulator on there. It's super easy to download. You can download the games within it, and I've pretty much made all the quarters back that I put into the machine as a teenager, and that was a lot of quarters.
So if I wanted to go back and say like, oh man, I remember that one Sega Genesis game or that one Super Nintendo game, or we could potentially find it on the box and play it?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Now, with the really super easy one, all the Street Fighters are on there, Super Mario, a bunch of the popular ones. Now the people that are a little more technically inclined, the other emulators, we have Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Coleco, Atari.
Right.
Now those you have to download the ROMs. Now you just contact me, I can send you to a remote server where you can download the ROMs, put them on a stick, USB stick or an external hard drive, download them onto it, put it in the machine, map the ROMs drive to that, and you literally have every Nintendo, every Super Nintendo, every Sega Genesis, literally thousands and thousands of games, every arcade game ever made pretty much.
This is the future of home entertainment, because it's putting the power directly into the hands of the viewer and the content watcher and the video game player and the podcast listener. It's putting the power into their hands directly. It's saving them money directly, and it's even better, taking it out of the major companies who are really just trying to screw us.
Yeah, whether it's the newest movie that just came out, to the games, to the music, to whatever it is, you can access it from the box.
That's exciting. That's fantastic. And again, like I said, it's the future of home entertainment. And we're going to have to get Press for Truth documentaries loaded up on these boxes too, so we can educate the masses out there. So why don't you let the folks at home know where they can go if they're interested about learning more of these. Of course, we're going to have all the links in the description of this video located below. Check out all the links to this. Going to be changing that world, guys, one box at a time. Be sure to check out the links in the description and check it out. This is a product that is going to help you and your family, especially moving forward as we're being bombarded with fake news and propaganda. Why don't you go find the content that you actually want to watch and pay less for it. Check out the links in the description, and once again, man, thanks so much for introducing us to One World Digital Solutions.
Awesome.